Good morning. I am glad to be with you. I wanted to talk to you about a special day that's coming up in just a couple more Sundays. 3 more Sundays?
Two more
Two
Sundays.
more Sundays. It will be Pentecost, and that's the day that we think of as the church's birthday. We celebrate a wonderful story that happened when God's Spirit filled Jesus' friends and they went running out into the streets to tell everyone. But one of the things that happened to them was when God's Spirit filled them, it was like there was fire dancing over their heads. It was so incredibly powerful and exciting. So we think of the Spirit, sometimes when we think of God's Spirit, we sometimes think of it as fire. But we also think of God's Spirit in another way. We think of it as a dove. This is a picture of when Jesus was baptized by his cousin John. And when Jesus came up out of the water, Jesus saw a dove, and they heard a voice saying, "This is my special son. I love him very much." So when we talk about God's Spirit that lives in us, we think of a dove. Or we think also of those fiery flames. So, since we can't be together in church, where the last few years we've gotten to see those wonderful flames that move over our heads in the sanctuary, we want to create something outside in front of our church that our whole community can enjoy. And it will be filled with doves, and it will also have some red and yellow and orange fabrics to remind us of that flame, that power of the Spirit. So we're going to need everybody's help. And this is a really fun activity that Martha Bass has helped us get ready for. She saw some art that comes from a country called Haiti. And they would take pieces of metal. This is just metal, this is metal tape. And then they would do all kinds of designs on it. So what we're going to need help doing is we're going to have these doves for you. And you, with your family or all by yourself, can draw a design on the dove. I've got some scraps here, and I'm going to show you what you can do. You're going to need a pen. And then you're just going to press gently on the foil with your pen. Maybe you might want to I'm making some triangles. You might want to make circles or squiggles or ovals or anything that you can think of. Maybe I'll fill this with some circles inside it. You can think of all kinds of wonderful designs to fill your dove. Then, if you want to add more to it, and you can fill it all up, so many different shapes and patterns all over your dove. Then you can ask your parents if it's okay to use the permanent markers. Don't do it without asking. I don't want to get us in trouble. And you could color in your design with permanent markers. But be sure to ask your parents if that's okay to do. And you could add some color to it like that. That makes it kind of fun. And you could leave some of the silver showing and fill the rest with color. So I hope that you will create a dove for our Pentecost celebration that's coming up in just a couple of weeks. And I hope as you create your dove that you'll remember that God's Spirit lives in you. God's Spirit helping us to love one another and live in peace in the world.
And let them know that these doves are going to be sent to them in kits.
Yeah, these doves will come to you. So I hope you'll be looking forward to receiving that. Let's have a prayer. Dear God, we thank you for your Spirit. We think of it as that dove that came down over Jesus when he was baptized, and we remember those flames of fire, that power of the Spirit. Thank you that your Spirit lives in us, helping us to do your work in the world. Amen.